Hi ladies, so today's video is going to be a preview or a debut of my new haircut. I went a little bit shorter with my Pixie cut. Now I just posted a video a couple days ago on how to style a long Pixie cut, aka the Jennifer Lawrence cut. I've been rocking that cut for about I guess it's been 7 weeks. And it was 7 weeks a couple days ago, so I went ahead and went to my hair lady and said, you know what, let me go a little bit shorter. Now it's not super drastic, I still have the swoop, but the swoop is obviously, you know, a lot shorter. She took it shorter up here, and then in the back it is, you know, a little bit shorter. It's a little bit buzzed at the top or the bottom. I know somebody asked me in the other video if I would consider doing a buzz cut in the back. Honestly, I'm not. It's just not for me. That would be really extreme. I've seen other people rock it. I don't think I could. I just wouldn't feel comfortable. This down here drives me insane because you could feel like the buzzness of it or whatever, and it kind of, not freaks me out, but it's not a good feeling. Like it's definitely, I mean, it's something to get used to. I'm used to having long hair. This is definitely the shortest that I've ever gone. And, you know, it takes some getting used to, but I really, really like it. It's super, super easy. It's the easiest haircut that you'll ever have. And me as a working mom, it's just one of those things that, you know, in the morning especially, I don't have time to put a lot of time in my makeup and my hair. I prefer to put a lot of time in my makeup because that's what I like. But my hair is not something that I've ever been really excited about. So just to have a haircut that literally takes less than 5 minutes to do is phenomenal to me. Not only that, obviously I'm not using as much product, so my conditioner is lasting, I mean, I think it was like, my cleansing conditioner was 2.5 months. So I really, really like it. I recommend this haircut to everybody. I think it's fabulous. I think that if you go to the right person, you can get a haircut similar to this for your face shape. Obviously, everybody has different face shapes, so you have to, and different hair types, so it's going to be a little bit different. I was really concerned that because I have more of a heart-shaped face and kind of a chunky chunky face, that it was going to make my face look really, really big and round and fat. And, everybody that I talk to says, no, that's not the case. It looks good or whatever. One thing I do have to say, and that I'm glad that I did, if you're considering getting a Pixie cut, I would do like a small transition, or like a, you know, kind of transition into it, and not just go from long hair or a bob or whatever to like a straight on short Pixie. And one of the reasons, I mean, unless you're super, super daring and that's just, you know, you're looking for a life change or whatever, because it will change your life, trust me. It's one of those things, it is very, very drastic. Even I went from a bob to like the longer Pixie, and it was very, very drastic. Back here was probably the most drastic. When you sit there, I'm used to rubbing my hands through my hair just as more of a, I guess, a security thing. It's not really a security thing, but like a nervous thing. And then all of a sudden I rub my hair through my hand through my hair, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair's gone. So it is kind of like a freaky thing. It's like I don't know, it's just so drastic that like when you look in the mirror, you're like, that's just not me. That just doesn't look like me. So that's one thing that I'm glad that I did, was I slowly transitioned up to this and not just full on just, you know, chopped all my hair off. So that's one thing that I'd recommend if you're not super, super daring and super like, you know, oh, you know, I always had the motto that my hair would grow back, but at the same time, even going from bob to long Pixie was super drastic. So, and there was times where I'm like, I absolutely hate this, I don't like this or whatever. And one thing that I know that I'm like, and have been with these haircuts, and I'm pretty much like it every time I get a haircut when I go shorter, the first couple days I'm like, you know what, I regret it, I hate it, you know, I just, you know, I'm like, ugh. And then after the first couple days, once I kind of get used to it, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. So I was waiting to do until I was in the love it phase to do this video, because otherwise I'd been like, oh my gosh, I hate it. So I definitely, you know, I go through that little phase of a couple days where I, you know, especially when I walk out there and, you know, walk out of the appointment, the salon, and look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest regret, you know, I should have just grown it out. Why did I let her cut it more? That kind of thing. And then after a couple days, I'm like, okay, you know, I get past the shock factor and really, you know, start rocking it. So that's one of the things, you know, just because you hate it the first couple days doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to hate it for the whole time that you're growing it out. One thing that I do have to say, you know, it is easy to style, it's quick, you use less product. Those are all great benefits, and you know, I think it's super, super cute. It's perfect for summer. One thing that I do have to mention is you will be having to make appointments to go back to cut it more quicker, that doesn't make any sense. You know, earlier than what you're used to. I do every 7 weeks, and after that, it kind of starts growing and filling in, but then I have, like back here, it absolutely drives me insane when it kind of gets to a point where it gets long and I can see it's starting to come out from the neck. It reminds me of a mullet for whatever reason. It's like super, super short and I can't see anything except like hair coming out from the back of my neck. So I know it doesn't look necessarily that bad in the back, but it's one of those things that absolutely drives me insane. And by 7 weeks, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to just like buzz it myself. So that's one of the things you have to keep in mind is you're gonna have to go back to maintain it. You're gonna have to go back, you know, earlier than what you would do with a longer haircut. But then also, even if you wanna grow it out, you're still gonna have to go back to have your person shape it, because there's just certain areas that will grow, like right back here, that will grow faster than others that will look funny if you don't have them kind of trim it as it's growing out. So it's definitely, you know, we just want to do this video to tell you what I love, and you know, I guess I don't really hate anything about it. One thing that I do like about this cut better than my long pixie cut with the swoopy bangs over, and the reason why I got a little bit shorter, was I am constantly looking down all day at work, you know, just writing stuff and looking at reports and stuff like that. So when I was looking down, even, you know, I would put like a really large amount of hairspray in my hair to get that swoopiness and have it stay. But halfway through the day, it's like all of a sudden it would just be like, screw it, I'm not staying in place. And no matter how much hairspray I put in after that, it would still like go on my face. Like it would be like all one chunk, but then the chunk would just like fall forward in my face, and it was super, super annoying. So that's one of the reasons why I like to do this was, or what that I wanted to do this was, I can look down and it comes right over, you know, right a little above my eyebrow, or, you know, my eyelash or whatever, but it's not in my face. So that's one of the reasons, or one of the things to think about if you do have long pixie cut, or even if you're thinking about getting long bangs. That's one thing that I hated about having long bangs, was when you get that swoop and you can't put it behind your ear, it falls in forward in your face. If you're constantly looking at people and you don't have to look down all day, then it's not that big of a deal. But that's one of the things that drove me insane, because I do have to look down. So yeah, this is probably the shortest that I'm gonna go with it. I don't think I'm gonna go any shorter, because it's super, super short as it is. And I think at this point it's gonna be my transition point to start growing it out. So I'll maybe do a video in about a month and kind of show you guys, you know, how it's growing out, how I'm liking it, how my lady is shaping it to where it could go back into a bob, because I think that's probably, you know, my best look. And that's one of those things that, you know, when I got it done, like when I got my short bob done, I don't know if you follow me, but if you do, you'd probably remember my short bob. That was probably the best response that I got of a haircut than ever. Everybody loved it. Everybody said that that was the perfect haircut for me. It was the perfect style, everything. And it wasn't that bad to, you know, style and everything. And I understand that there's certain, you know, everybody's like, why did you cut your hair? The bob was so cute. But this, I think, is just as cute. But definitely the bob definitely was, you know, I think more of my haircut, like with signature haircut that I think fit my face and just made me look, you know, pretty. Not that this doesn't, but I think it was just, you know, how, you know, some people just have the look, you know, like Jennifer Lawrence, I'm sorry, she doesn't look good with long hair. I mean, she's pretty, whatever, but that pixie cut that she rocked will forever be my favorite hairstyle forever, all time, of that she's rocked. That's her hair. I mean, that's what she should rock every single day. So that's just my opinion, but I will definitely do a video in about a month, let you guys see how it's growing out, and, you know, my frustrations with it, or what I would recommend, and how I'm styling it and stuff like that. So if you're considering doing a pixie cut, that you can kind of look at the pros and cons, and you know, just go from there. So hopefully you enjoyed the video of me babbling on about my pixie cut, but until next time, bye.